Welcome back to Crypto Tutorial. On today's video, I'm going to talk about Chainlink and how it will be performing in the upcoming days and weeks. But also, I would like to thank you for your previous support during my previous videos. And I really hope you appreciate the content so far. If you did appreciate the content, do not forget to follow me down below on Twitter by searching up at @ThoroughCrypto. That will be highly appreciated as well. So let's get started. If we take a look at the Chainlink compared to Bitcoin chart on the daily time frame, you can clearly see that we are being able to break above this downward sloping resistance. That was quite a while a major level of resistance, as you could see, especially during this period of time when Chainlink was not able to actually break above this, and we saw this downtrend going on right underneath this downward sloping resistance line. Also, it got rejected by this downward sloping resistance at this point in time over here and over here several times before it was able to see this breakout above it, finding support on top of it and creating this higher low structure that we were seeing. And unfortunately, we are not seeing a higher high structure. Instead, we are seeing this lower high structure getting created, and I think this is personally due to the fact that we saw the breakout of Bitcoin's rising wedge, and we are right now experiencing some downward momentum from Bitcoin's price action as well on the Chainlink strength compared to Bitcoin. So this is very important to me, and what I would like to show you is actually that what I think is a key level of support for Chainlink for the upcoming days and weeks is actually this level over here, where we have to be staying on top of. Otherwise, I think personally we will be seeing quite a major price action towards the downside getting created, perhaps forming a symmetrical triangle, and perhaps seeing a major breakout towards the downside once Chainlink's price action breaks out below this upward sloping support. So I am not actually calling this a symmetrical triangle right now. I will be discussing the breakout just in a moment, but what I think we have to be focusing on right now is actually the EMA ribbon and the moving averages on the daily time frame that are right now serving as a level of support. If you can see over here, the EMA ribbon is serving as a major level of support currently, and I think this is very important, especially because we're almost seeing a crossover when the longs are taking over the shorts, and that could possibly give Chainlink strength compared to Bitcoin a lot of benefit from it due to the fact that it will be serving as a major level of support for sure. But I think if we see a breakout underneath the EMA ribbon, we will for sure see something similar of what we previously saw at this point in time, and that is that the EMA ribbon will still be providing support, but it will probably eventually see a breakout below it, serving as resistance, as we saw during these two candles on the daily time frame. So I think that is very important, that we do not want to see something similar to this occur, because that would take once again quite a while to see a breakout. Perhaps if we go even below this upward sloping support line, it could take quite a while for Chainlink to have enough strength to break above the EMA ribbon. I think this is something you would like to monitor closely to see what will happen with the EMA ribbon during the upcoming days and hours. Also, if we take a look at the moving averages, you could clearly see that we were rejected several times, 2 times already, by the 200-day moving average. Chainlink strength was not able to actually surpass the 200-day moving average, and the 50-day moving average is right now serving as a level of support. I think this is quite good to know as well, because if you combine it with the EMA ribbon, you can clearly see that these two are aligned. So that is something I wanted to discuss as well. Let's take a look at what perhaps could occur if we see a breakout below this upward sloping support. Let's see if we are already seeing this as a confirmed pattern. I think it is a confirmed pattern, especially because we are already seeing 2 touch points on the upward sloping support line, and as well 2 touch points on the downward sloping resistance line. So if a breakout occurs below this upward sloping support, we will for sure be seeing a major decline as strength compared to Bitcoin, and we would be heading all the way towards 0.004 Bitcoin. This would be a breakout of approximately, let's say, 24%. I'm not very glad to actually be seeing this on XRP's price action right now, but I think it's something you would like to take into consideration that might occur. Otherwise, if we see a breakout towards the upside occur and we still got supported by the EMA ribbon, that will for sure mean that we will see major momentum towards the upside, and as well a 24% increase in the strength compared to Bitcoin. But I think this is not very likely to occur. Also, if you take a look at the MACD, you can see that we are clearly right now forming almost a crossover, and this could potentially mean that we will see major downward momentum getting created, and that could confirm the breakout below this upward sloping support and seeing that 24% decrease in the strength compared to Bitcoin. So let's go a little bit further and take a look at the Chainlink compared to US dollar chart, where I've already drawn this broadening wedge, as you can see, as well with the breakout, just to spare us some time. How I did measure this breakout, I will be showing you that just shortly, but you can clearly see that on the daily time frame over here we are seeing this crossover on the MACD. This crossover will actually start major downward momentum, and you can clearly see as well that we are, even on the daily time frame, we are seeing that the daily candle is below this upward sloping support of this broadening wedge, and that is for sure a confirmed breakout as well on the daily time frame. But the daily candle is still not closed yet, but on the 4-hourly time frame you can clearly see that we are seeing this breakout occurring on this below this upward sloping support line of this broadening wedge, and I think this is very important for the overall price action of Chainlink for sure. So how did I measure this breakout? This breakout was measured by me by actually selecting the beginning of this upward sloping support line all the way towards the point where it's aligned with the second touch point of the upward sloping resistance of the broadening wedge. So I will be placing it over here, and I will be showing you it's aligned exactly with this part over here where we saw several touch points of the upward sloping resistance. So that is the reason why I actually took this breakout and why I think this is the exact and correct measurement. So where could we possibly be heading towards? You can clearly see that this breakout would mean that we will be heading towards the orange box, and this orange box is a level of major support and resistance, especially because in the past we were trading above it, finding support on top of the orange box, also during a period of time finding support inside of the orange box, and we got resistance below the orange box once we broke below it. And you could clearly see that also even further in the past it served as a major level of resistance before it broke out above the orange box and found support on top of it. So I think this is a major level you would like to take into consideration, and why I think this breakout will be heading all the way towards $17.70. So this is my opinion, of course, but I think that is something that will very likely occur during the next upcoming days. Also, let's take a look at the EMA ribbon. The EMA ribbon is clearly serving as a level of support for quite a while now, but unfortunately right now we are seeing a breakout below the EMA ribbon as well as below this upward sloping support, and that is for sure actually confirming that we are seeing this major breakout occur towards the downside, and I think this is very likely to head towards the orange box here down below. So the EMA ribbon is not holding strong anymore and will be serving in the upcoming days as a level of resistance instead of as previously a level of major support, as you could clearly see, combined by this upward sloping support line. So that is something I think in particular is not as good. And as well, if we take a look at, for example, the MACD on the 4-hourly, you can clearly see that we saw a major crossover and downward momentum getting started afterwards. So that was clearly seen over here. As well, we have not seen any type of crossover during the next upcoming hours. I don't think this will occur anytime soon, and I might expect that to occur at least tomorrow, and otherwise it will be even later. So this is my personal opinion, of course, but I think we are seeing major downward momentum getting started, and that is also why I think this breakout all the way towards $1.70 will occur. So why I'm not saying that it will be heading all the way towards the $15.34 is especially because this was a major stronghold of support and resistance during the past, and I think that will help for sure Chainlink's price actions to stay above it. Also, if we take a look lastly at the RSI, you can clearly see that the RSI is as well on the lower part of the purple area. But if we switch over towards the daily time frame, you can see that it's just started to re-enter the purple area, and that it still has a long way to go until it is on oversold territory. So I personally think it is very likely that we will still see a continuation of this downtrend on the Chainlink chart. So I wanted to give you a quick update about the current price action of Chainlink. I really hope you enjoyed the video. If you enjoyed the video so far, don't forget to give me a thumbs up and like on the subscribe button to stay up to date about all the content in the future. And I really appreciate you watching this video so far. So thank you very much and have a nice day.
We all know the bank sucks, so we're saying goodbye, messing all their plans up. We having a good time in DeFi.